That's my advice for the month is y'all need to put the 2C down.
Bottom on bottom, a great poet said this once. I got trauma. You're so sick. All because you wanted to get for an hour.
We call that the gay audacity. Welcome to Poison Touch, where two movie buffs put the anal in analysis. Oh, and while we're at it, we're going to give you the best and worst advice to deal with all of life's predicaments. My guest this month shows that there's room to have brains and butts. Whether as a professional dancer or as a professional hoe, this guest navigates the alleys of sensuality and sexuality with ease and poise. But for fans of this show, they'll recognize him taking the piss out of horror comedies and diving into the nuances of giggling and gore. Everybody, welcome back to a main episode this time, Dylan Blake.
I made it. I got promoted. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you got promoted. You got promoted to main episode.
And
although
what an introduction. Thank you.
Some might argue the Patreon is the real promotion because that's paywall. The girls can only get a short snippet of what you say on the main feed. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
It depends whether you want the exclusivity, the prestige of a $5 paywall.
Well, $5. That's my entire career right there. $5 gets you exclusive access. So
yeah, listen, OnlyFans, Patreon, just for fans, it's all the same shit. Okay, Dylan, how are you?
I'm doing really well today. I read through some of the things you have for the advice before the episode, and I've got some hot takes to give today.
Oh, great. I'm excited. We got some interesting ones. We got some pointed ones, some that are just for Dylan. It said for Dylan. I said, oh, fuck my drag. I said, y'all don't care. Y'all don't give a shit about me. Fuck my drag.
I was blasting my stories. I was like, please submit, you guys. Please give me something back to work with.
Get them in. Real quick, since you did originally come on to talk about horror movies, let's talk about some horror movies that have come out. I'm seeing Backrooms today, so I will finally be able to give a take on Backrooms. I was holding off on seeing it. Well, one, because the walls of pride are closing in on me. And two, I kept seeing how bad everyone's experience was at the movie theater for Backrooms. And I think it's fueled because it's a bunch of 12-year-olds who are expecting their TikTok version of the Backrooms instead of from
a big Hollywood feature.
And maybe their brains are underdeveloped.
Well, I
don't see how anyone
could
watch that. Well, I don't see how anyone could watch that Backrooms trailer and be like, this is giving me level 42 of the Backrooms, the pool level, the entities are in here. Nothing that trailer gave made you think there's going to be even any entities, any mess, not the TikTok Backrooms that y'all want.
Right.
It's just not that.
I'm excited because I have not seen it yet either, but it looks like they did a really skillful job at crafting a reason why there's a narrative in the Backrooms. It seemed from the trailer. Now you have to tell me, but
I'll find out.
Another creepypasta movie, as I'm calling them, that came out recently that I really like is Obsession. That one, I had to sit in the theater at the end of it for about 5.5 minutes at the Alamo
we just
Draft House
sat there
Wrigley,
numb,
just because I had to just my nervous system had to come down a little bit. And
Same.
I don't smoke anymore, but I really wanted a cigarette. I really just needed a cigarette because I was like, oh my god. It was one of the things, I knew it happened because I did indeed read the synopsis beforehand, but that movie is a pinnacle example of how craft in horror movie and how having a really, really good craft to how you write it, how you shoot it, how you direct it is paramount to it being successful, because it was made for under $100,000, I believe. It was around 75,000, and it's
literal pennies for a film.
Literal. And also the director solo edited it himself up until about the post-production stage, but there's a lot of things that happen in there. It isn't spoilers, but there's some effects that happen that I would say are very David Lynchian, where you're playing with the camera going in reverse, but having people play things forwards that create this very uncanny atmosphere about it. And it's so just it felt weird and jarring in the moment watching it, but also as a person who loves movies, I was taking notes. I was like, okay, he's running the camera back.
Yeah, it's great. I have a script sitting and I'm waiting on my boyfriend to review it really quick. But for the YouTube video, I'm doing a kind of a character deep dive.
Yeah.
into Bear specifically.
Oh, hate him.
Um,
Hate
hate
him.
him, but I think like as a queer watcher, there's a lot of interesting nuance, and knowing that the actor that played him is gay,
Yeah.
also like I don't want to give too much away because it'll be in the YouTube video,
Right,
but
right.
point is queer perspectives on Bear, and it'll be somewhere on my YouTube at some point
Queer
once
reading
I
of Obsession.
yeah literally it's yeah I just it's he's such an interesting character. He's so and I'm glad because apparently hold on, my voice sounds insane right now.
It's like Sylvia Browne. He drowned. Does that make
The
sense?
land, the
The
land,
land,
honey,
honey,
the
the land.
land, the land. That's how I sound. Okay, I feel better now.
Oh,
What was what truly? What the fuck was I even saying? Bear.
Bear as a queer reading of Bear.
No, it's not a queer reading of Bear so much, but it is like an outside queer reading of the film as someone who does not spend any time around straight people. Uh,
They're not
I think it's
okay.
probably
They're not okay.
yeah, they're not okay. I think that's a more apt way of saying it. I'm not in by any means trying to say that Bear is queer. He's definitely not. That is a disgusting straight man.
Right. There was one
But I should
line.
talk about man loneliness and stuff.
We are gonna spoil it, I think. But there is one line. I think you might also know too, if we can like psychically link. One line that turned me against him. It was when someone was breaking through a certain veil, and he had an opinion about that and said, "Oh,
What's so bad about being with me?
that." I was like, "Death to all of them" at that
Death
moment.
to all of truly it was death to all of them. Somebody said when she said, is that going to be a problem? Not a problem to me. Death.
Death.
Death. I love Obsession. It's been stuck in my mind.
I'm
The first time I
obsessed
saw
with
it,
Obsession.
I was also stuck in the fucking theater, just like sitting there numb, and I was like, I don't think I could ever watch this movie again. I loved it. And then sure enough, next week I was like, well, I'm gonna go see the movie again. I
Mhm,
loved it.
mhm.
It was just so good. So good.
I got asked by a person. Can we swear on here?
Oh yeah, of
I
course.
asked by a fuck buddy of mine who wants to kind of go as like a fuck date to go see a new horror movie, and he was like, "Obsession or Leviticus?" And I was like, "Well, I've already seen Obsession, and Leviticus looks really, really good, so I'm kind of angling towards that one."
Yeah, it might get you in the mood. I don't know any. I mean, it's gonna be gay for sure, but will it get you in the mood? That's another
Well,
question.
for this guy, I'm always in the mood, if you know what I mean.
Well, fair,
Once the
fair.
walks to the door, I'm just going like, "Oh, insert," legs going up right here. Don't hit the
Oh my
socks.
god!
They're not
Look
good.
at that! Look at that! She's flexible. I have a question that I ask all my guests.
Hmm.
What is a piece of advice you can't live without, or a piece of advice that has served you well over the years?
I thank you so much for this question. My piece of advice that I have is people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves.
Oh, interesting.
I am I've I'm a very polarizing personality. My two best friends in the world, I have had lots of deep talks with them about how I get resentful sometimes because people just tend to love them. And I'm like a shot of tequila and some salt and some lime. You either really love me or you really hate me, but there's no in between. I'm not very palatable and easy.
Why do you
Uh,
think that is?
I think it's because I realized when I was 19 years old that I've been trying to fit myself into being what I thought other people wanted me to be for such a long time in my life, and I was so damn tired. And I just some little switch snapped in my brain, and I was just like, I'm just gonna be exactly who I am in all situations. And it's been hard. There's been a lot of pain and suffering, but above all else, at the end of the day, I have myself, and that's been like what's got me through like my breakup, my move to Chicago, the ravages of nightlife, the end of my
Oh,
daytime dance career, and moving into being a photographer, videographer now. As you see my fancy little lights and my nice camera setup, I'm really
okay.
pushing that now. But yeah, people can only be as deeply as they've met themselves. I've met so many wonderful people, and I've met so many people that I really love being around, but they just can't spend time with me because I just bring up things. Like, I think that my being exactly who I am makes them realize that they are not being who they are, and that makes people angry, and usually anger gets
Mm.
displaced onto the person that you're in front of. And I just have had to make peace with that and let things pass me by, even if I want things to work out with like a friendship or a partnership. And I'm happy and open if they ever figure that out. I'm just here. I'm just me.
Yeah.
And
You like kind of can't force someone to like be a friend or like to grow someone into something else that they're not. You kind of just gotta let them navigate through
without a
that
one
shit.
wish willow, you can't. But
Well, yeah,
now we know the secret to making someone like you.
okay. And look how well that turned out.
Death to all of them.
Death, everyone involved. Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
before we get into the advice, I have to do a little bit of promo.
Mm-hmm.
I have to shamelessly plug some stuff.
Please.
Y'all, I have been slaving away at the TV, watching every episode of Love Island USA 2026. And yes, that is how they say it every single time, I'm assuming for legal reasons. Love Island USA 2026. As if it's like a graduating class or something. I find it so interesting. It truly is a peek into the psyche of the American compet, sect. I don't know what's going on with them. They are crazy. And the more I watch, the more I find myself getting dragged into it. The first week, I said, I'm not going to like this show. The second recap I recorded yesterday, I said, I think I'm on board. I think I'm fully on board with the show. I don't know. I'm like inundated with all this information. They're insane. And you can get all the recaps over at the Patreon. It's patreon.com/poisons-pod. Only $5 a month. You get all those bonus episodes. You get all the full video for these episodes. You get bonus content. And I'm really trying to get a push to do more patrons because, mama's got bills to pay.
People, subscribe to this Patreon. It's $5 a month.
It's not bad.
Come on.
Listen, a lot of y'all were subscribed to me on Twitch when I was on Twitch, and you didn't get nearly as many bonuses on that one. You got I think 3 emotes.
Mm-hmm.
3 emotes, I think, is what you got when you subbed for me on Twitch, and that was also $5. So just take the Twitch sub and just move it over to the Patreon sub, where you get so much more.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we will be back with some questions. We are back, and it is time to get into your questions. It's Pride Month. Y'all got some mess. And surprisingly, it is a little early because the Pride Month mess, Jesus, not the Pride Month mess. Crazy. Although there is a lot of that happening, sadly,
Oh, girl, down Halstead,
there's
girl.
a lot of that happening, The Pride Month meth usually hits. I said it again. I said meth again. That's crazy. Y'all need to put the 2C down. That's
Twirling at Mary Phuket.
That's my advice for the month is y'all need to put the 2C down. Y'all need
put the meth down. Put the meth pipe down. Go grab a job application.
Put the Molly down. Put the coke down. Put all the drugs down.
Well, hang on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We can keep the weed. The weed can stay. Put the rest of it down. Put it down.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the Pride Month stuff usually hits for next month because by that point, the girls have had time to process the shit that they've been through this entire month. Truly, I feel like I'm fighting for my fucking life every day this month. I wake up, I look, because every night before I go to bed, I make a list of shit that I'm trying to get done for the next day. It keeps me on task.
Uh-huh.
The list keeps getting longer and I'm not checking off as much on the list. And truly, the walls are slipping in around me. But we persevere. Our first question is from DL Trade. Well, it's a sex and love question. And they write, I went to Steamworks with my ex and got Giardia. Help.
So, having been through this exact situation, which I think this person knows, don't try to be someone you're not. Don't. If you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, if you're trying to play in the pigsty, you're gonna get covered in shit.
Yeah,
literally.
Like said,
and that's happened to me.
If you're listening, come and sponsor me. I
come sponsor.
Sponsorships.
Hey, you know what? Love Steamworks. I do love cruising in there. The problem was not Steamworks. The problem was that I was trying to do what my ex was doing, because he was, let's say, a champion, Purple Heart. And I was like, oh, I can do this too. I am as open and sexually available as he is. And then I got Giardia. And I'm not the only one. A very close friend of mine had the same experience too, so now we are not going back to Steamworks, and we're not going to bottom when we're there.
Fair. My dog got Giardia.
Call the kennel, because I'm a dog.
I know, my puppy had Giardia when he was a puppy. Yeah. Alternatively,
Did you get from
No.
Teamworks too?
Thank God not. I do believe. Give us more information. This is for this question and everyone else. I want a story. I thrive off juicy details, as I've said a couple episodes ago. I need them juicy, I need them throbbing, I need them thick. I want to know.
I give you juicy, throbbing, and thick. I just don't want to.
Well,
My
you
tolerance
did,
level is so
but DL
high.
Trade could have given us the full narrative. You know what I mean? The one line, I went to Steamworks with my ex, got Giardia. Help! I need more. You got to get me set up. I need a 3-act structure.
Do you want the real tea?
Well, it depends. What's the real tea?
DL Trade is the ex that I went to Steamworks with.
And there we have it. There we have it.
Cut. Print.
Laminate.
Love you, Diva. You're really good at it. I'm not going to go back again with you. You have fun.
They say there's a hole for every... I don't know.
A hole for all 43 poles that are
exactly.
there that night.
In that little corner where, like, it's the glory hole hallway where there's a bunch of little...
Yeah, the second floor one in front of the stairs. That's the one that got me. But let me tell you, I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun. Fuck around and find out. That's the way it goes, right?
You just sit in a hot tub and then you just have a very relaxing time in a hot tub. Provided no...
Honestly, that's probably what gave me the Giardia. That egg drop soup that the hot tub is. Come on, girl.
It was nice and hot when I went. I had a great time in that hot tub. I was like, oh, it was nice and chill.
You and all the sperms floating around, girl.
What am I if not a sperm in the a piece of brine inside of a whale's gullet,
How is gullet the filthiest thing that you said thus far?
I don't know. Speaking of filthy.
Call me lady gulp gulp, who the fuck is you?
This next question. This is from Brecha. It's a sex and love question. They write, for Dylan, what's your most out of the box thing you do before sexy time? And this is crazy because they specified for Dylan. They don't want to know what the fuck I do before sexy time. And you know what I was going to tell y'all, but y'all don't care, so whatever.
It's I'm half naked on the podcast.
I can do that too,
shit. Free the nipple, Diva. Free the nipple.
She's in there somewhere. I don't want to stretch out. I don't want to stretch out my good
somewhere in there. What is the most out of the box thing before sexy time? I guess it's kind of vanilla. Like, I'm not like, I don't know, like carving myself out. But one thing I've been doing a lot lately that gets me really in the mood. I have a pussy toy that I have just been tearing up over on my ex and my OnlyFans. So, check that out. Shameless plug. But speaking of shameless plugs, I recently discovered that I can recreate my favorite sexual position, which is called, as I call it, a stack, where I have my dildo down like this, and I ride it like so, and then I have the pussy toy on top. And first of all, it's very cinematic.
For the kids
very good shot.
Who aren't watching the video version, it's describing a totem pole.
Right. A totem pole, absolutely. So I'm riding my toy. Then I have my big ol' wiener up in the pussy toy, and I am in bisexual bliss. I am having a great time. It's like punching the button, God's little button up the asshole. It's also like getting me ready to go. And I have a bottle of Cialis. As a porn person, you kind of have to, just in case things don't go great. When I do my little magic trick out of the box, I never really need it. I feel like my nervous system does the opposite of what Obsession the movie did to me. It like blooms. It opens up. That's wink, girl.
But y'all don't care what I do before sex. I don't know. I don't even think I...
What do you do, girl? No. I want to hear it. What do you do before sex?
I do about 80 jumping jacks, and then I do about 40 night...
Oh.
No. What do I do before sex? I kick the dog out of the room and say, go chill out here for about 45 minutes. That's what I do. I go...
Oh my God.
I give him like a chew toy and I'm like, here, just stay out there for a little bit.
Isn't that a plot from Big Mouth?
I don't know. I don't watch Big Mouth.
Like there's like a dog. Like there's a dog that's trying to watch them have sex. They're trying to kick him out, but it's a whole like thing. I don't know.
Big Mouth unnerves me. I find it chilling to behold. I don't like looking at it. I don't like hearing.
Here's my hot take. I don't have that that reaction to it. Oh, this one might piss
Oh
some people
dear.
off. So, have you heard my impression of our general manager at the bar we work at? Jay, oh, you know you gotta just you gotta pour the drinks a little bit better than that. Like,
Stop.
it's
Why does
fine. It'll be
everyone have an
fine.
impression of him? I might cut that because who knows if he's
Well,
watching.
Jane, cut this. Before you cut this, I'll tell you this. You can keep this for whatever. It is just an impression of Nick Kroll doing Lola Stumpy with a
Kind
Midwestern
of,
accent.
yeah. Yeah, now that I think about it.
That's
Yeah.
all it is.
So, Brecha, that's what I do after sex. I kick the dog out. Oh,
After.
before sex. Before sex. After sex, I look at the dog and well, you can come in now. You're okay. But before sex, yeah, I kick the dog out and I give him a bully stick. I'm like, here, just sit there. Just stand outside this room, please.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question is from DJ Valentine. It's listed under other, and they write, Dylan, ... Who is your favorite entertainer outside of the Chicago scene, and how have they inspired you? Also, yes, there is a right answer, and I'm assuming that the right answer is DJ Valentine.
You girl, it's you, diva. You're the one that inspires me the
Love
most,
that.
DJ. You inspire me to not make the same choices that you make.
Gag.
I'm just kidding. Wait,
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
The hand heart is in
Illy.
there, I swear.
Illy Boots, I'm giving the hand heart. Welcome back to my channel. No, I do love DJ. So I love drag, and I've always loved drag. I have no desire to serve female illusionry, which to me is a large part of the essential nature of drag, whether or not you're doing your same gender play, a transgender play, thing like that. There is a kind of joke and gag of gender. That's not super interesting to me. I like boylesque. I like being a boy wearing a corset and like having it be read more masculine, be more cisgender in that way. That's interesting to me for my own body and performance. I also, again, fucking love drag. I love locally in Chicago, I love Allure
Love
the Doll.
Laurel.
She always turns the
Always.
party. I love
Oh my
Pixels
god, of
hosting.
course,
I've seen her
yeah.
a lot out in the clubs. Oh, but the question's about non-Chicago. DJ does like a male entertainment, like a male kind of drag thing. He's part of the House of Valentine down in Louisville, near where I come
Mm.
from. And I really do love, I took a lot of inspiration from him and his drag father, Michael J. Valentine, over finding some nice, fun male covers and how to kind of perform this like more like masculine sense of things on stage, which really does
Because I
resonate
feel
with
like
me a
it is
lot.
tough.
I like
Sometimes
that
when you're
kind of
watching
vibe.
like these like go-go boylesque kind of performances, it does kind
Mm-hmm.
of read like karaoke lip sync a little bit. And so
Yep.
I think trying to find a way to like, because when you're in drag, you automatically take up more space by virtue of like
Yeah.
big hair, big outfits and stuff. And so like when you are,
Big hair, hiding the
yeah,
shoulders.
like you just like take up more space. And I feel like as like if you're doing boylesque or if you're doing go-go, like it is harder to take up the same space without doing a whole lot more work. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And you know I'm gonna do all that work. I'm gonna do my drop splits for
Oh yeah.
dollars and
Oh yeah,
not
and the way I got
20s.
around it was I had a lot of props. Anytime I did a competition at the shoe, I just had lots and lots of props. Lots of
Hell yeah.
props.
I
Yeah.
love that. I also really love, I mean, it just comes to me right now. Really, Louisville is where I kind of cut my teeth on like being in nightlife pretty much. DJ was really there for me. I really love that man so much. Michael J. Valentine, Judas Elliott, they're all kind of in the same
Now,
group right there. Really
would
love
you
all of
say
them a
there's a
lot.
female one named
Um,
My Valentine who perhaps specializes in harpies?
well, actually, I was gonna say, I remember seeing Melody Valentine down at Play Louisville absolutely eat this really beautiful number. And I was like entranced by her when I saw her. I was drunk, so I can't remember what the number was, but it was a green fitted bodysuit. And I was just like the whole entire time. And also to the local Lexington drag scene, back where I come from, Kentucky. There's some really great performers down over there too. Go to your local
Yeah,
drag shows as
always
well
go to local
too.
drag, especially during Pride Month, but all the time. All the time. Let's hop into this next one. This is from Jimmy. It's a sex and love question. They all are. You know, the girls always have questions about sex and love.
For me,
Oh my
sex
God, who'd have
questions? That's
thunk?
crazy.
Jimmy writes,
Who'd have thunk it?
I mean, It's a little sex. Yeah, it is. It is more love oriented, I think, than sex for this one. But it is sex is a part of this. What is the best way to
Okay.
navigate trying to open a relationship, especially if you know you would be the sluttier one in the relationship? I don't want to hurt my boyfriend. Now, this is a question we answer on the pod. I want to say damn near every episode. I have this question has been answered several times. However, this one has
Hmm.
the added bit of, especially if you know you would be the sluttier one in the relationship. And oftentimes people aren't
Hmm.
asking that question. They're mostly just like, how do I open up my relationship? And the easy question, the answer,
Let's have that
and that is the answer
conversation.
every time someone's like, how do I open my relationship? Baby, talk to your partner.
Converse.
Yeah, you got to talk to your partner. Let's
Conversate.
just say
Conversate, really.
you got to talk.
No, it's communication. I mean, now, that being said, that is an easy answer you can
Of
slap onto anything,
course.
which is to
Of
communicate better,
course.
which, that is
The
a
show
stone
would be
fraught
10 minutes
thing.
long if that was the answer for everything, which it often is.
But I want to talk about this thing in the zeitgeist right now, especially with Lily Allen's new album West End Girl, which if you have not listened to it, you really should. It is all about her breakdown of her marriage to David Harbour, known as the sheriff from
Yeah, Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things. Lily Allen's this amazing singer. She's like this able to like make prose really poetic and like a really kind of like lazy Cockney way, but it's always really good and really well
Mm-hmm.
produced. She's a really smart songwriter. And the thesis of this album is basically they had an open relationship. They were both free to sleep with other people, but then something happens there metaphysically where it's like, are you breaking the rules that we've established? And then are we communicating or are we actually like are we talking or are we communicating? Because I've been in a polycule before with a married couple. It was me, my partner, his husband of 10 years, and his
Okay,
husband's
so
boyfriend.
four people?
And
Okay.
yeah, four people. A small
Yeah,
polycule,
small,
small
small, small.
polycule. And with all love and respect to all of them, I learned a lot from that situation, which is that you can be talking a lot, you can be communicating a lot, but without having any actual vulnerability exchange of saying, you hurt me. When you do this thing to me, it hurts
Mhm.
me, and I don't know what to do with these feelings. Not only expressing that, but being able to receive that with grace and with dignity and hold space for that, which is the harder thing to do, in my opinion. I've been on both sides of this. I also, in other mono relationships, become it's technically polyamory to be open, but I don't think of it that way because I'm not trying to balance other people's
Yeah.
things. But just for clarification's sake, I was with a single partner. I was recovering from some situations that happened to me sexually that I wanted to explore things. I felt comfortable now and safe in this relationship, and I wanted to open it up. I was in the sluttier position of this one, and he pulled back. He just detached himself from everything like that to the point that after about a year, I had to move back home. It was COVID. He ended up starting a new relationship and not
That's
telling me.
crazy.
And technically we were open and he pushed it to the point that I had to break up
Yeah.
with him, which was the biggest humiliation of all. Um I've now since forgiven him for that, and him and his partner of now I think 4 years are way happier than we would have ever been. But I'm like, you need to be vulnerable. You need to be okay to disappoint people or to have people be mad at you. And then in turn, you need to be okay to put the knife down and forgive someone. I've also been the not slutty one in my most recent relationship, and I was so busy with work, I just didn't have time or energy to go have sex. And my then partner was um, at Steamworks getting blown out all the time. Let's just say that the Steamworks of Lexington, Kentucky, and I wanted to be part of that too, and I couldn't. And the big issue is that he was not able at the time to hold space for me in that situation. And I strive myself to hold space when people, whether it's a roommate and best friend, we've had some disagreements, my roommate and I, just sit there. That
Yeah.
sucks. I'm sorry. What I did hurt you, and I can't fix that, but I hear you, and I want to try and do better in the future, but for right now, it hurts. Simple as that, in my
Also,
opinion. As hard as that is.
I think like expecting to be the sluttier one is one thing, and you might find that the reality is a bit different.
Bitch, it switches up.
You might find
That's always
that
the.
you on the
Yeah.
opposite of this, you might think that you're gonna be the sluttier one, and then the reality of it might be you find yourself at home, reading books and he's out and about getting his.
And you know what? That's what happened to me with that one, the one that ended in a new relationship. I opened it up. I had some pretty dissatisfying with a lot of people. He had all of his fuck buddies from before we were dating. He was going back to all of them. And I was like, oh,
Well,
well,
yeah,
lying in the bed I
yeah,
made. You know what I mean? So if you're going to be open about it, just know what you want. It's what I said
yeah.
before. Meet yourself first. Know what you want. Stick
It's
to your
also
value
like
system and
if you're being open just to be slutty, that's one thing. But like if you're being open, it should be so that both of you have the freedom and the willingness to
hmm
explore and to like satisfy your needs sexually outside of your relationship, and then come together and also
yeah.
satisfy each other in other ways. It
Yeah.
shouldn't just be like we're open so I can be a slut. You know what I mean? Like there should be a little more
Right, yeah.
intentionality behind that. And I
Yeah.
think for both of you to see
And
that.
you don't need to open it. If you're both hot, just call
Oh,
me. I'll have
oh,
sex with both of you guys.
there
I
it
don't give
is.
a fuck.
Shit. But yeah, I think as far as the best way to navigate trying to open it, read some literature on it, talk to your partner about it,
Do some
do some introspection,
introspection.
make sure that this is like, are you sure do you really want to open it, or do you just need to jerk off and then you'll get post nut clarity? You know what I mean? Like,
Or go to Steamworks. Jerk off with a group of
yeah.
people.
And also, I don't know. So me and my boyfriend are close right now. And anytime I think
Uh-huh.
about opening it up, I remember how much I hate people. And then I'm like, I actually don't think I need to open this up because the thought of like going to try to hook up with somebody is already making me tired. But
Yeah.
maybe that's just me. I'm just really like, God, the thought is so tiring. You gotta hit the people up. You gotta talk to them. Just
There's times that I thought I was asexual because I'm like, I don't really want to have sex with this person. Like, oh God. And then I got topped and I was like, oh, the chakras are
yeah.
realigned. For me personally,
Maybe
you know.
that's it. My sacral chakra is just like out of alignment.
Thousand years of death.
I gotta release my pelvic floor, I think, as they say.
That's
Anyway,
what I do.
Jimmy.
I don't use
Oh,
poppers.
hey, she's a pro.
Don't need don't need them. And also, I'm not taking small dicks
Okay.
either.
Jimmy, let us know how it goes. Send us updates. This goes for everyone else. Send me updates. I love updates for questions. I like hearing this stuff. I want to know
Yeah.
how things happen, whether they play out well, they play out bad. If you need more advice on it, let me know. That's what we're here for. But yeah, be the sluttier one, but don't let that be the be all end all to your relationship
hmm
being open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we as people get I think that sex and being sexually desirable is such a deep psychic thing, especially for
Especially for
gay
gay.
men or gay masked people, especially because if you have more sex, you're more desirable and you're more powerful. And that's what it really comes down to. But don't get it twisted. The aesthetic of sex is completely different than actual sex
Yeah.
itself. Sex is messy and
Oh
gross.
yeah,
I
I
do
know a ton of
both.
people.
So I
I see people at the bar all the time that are having tons of sex, but I wouldn't say are very uh
happy
or
and enlightened.
powerful or any of that. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
It's easy to move your muscles and expel fluids from your body. It's hard to have a connection with somebody
and
else.
yeah, just make sure you're prioritizing your boyfriend and the relationship that y'all have. Much like people are prioritizing relationships on Love Island USA 2026. Now you can watch a recap. No, God, ooh, you see how quickly I pulled that out? Let's get into our next question.
That, if I had a nickel, girl, if I had a nickel for her, I
Okay.
said that
Yep.
one.
This next one is from the Bumble. It's a general advice question, and they say, "How do you make more gay friends?" And okay. Did you know that Bumble had like a friends option?
No, I never used Bumble, girl. Are you kidding me?
I used it.
Do they even have a queer
Yeah.
option? Isn't it like just
No,
the,
no,
for
no,
the women
no.
and men
There's
thing
gay
like that?
Bumble. It just functions like regular like Tinder. Because for like the
Okay.
straight Bumble, I get the women has to message.
Bumble, Tinder, Grinder, Sniffies, all the way
I
down.
think Bumble should be lower on the list. I think so. I don't think
Really?
Bumble's that good. But there is a friends
Oh, I
option.
mean, in terms of like what you're
Well,
trying to
yeah, I
get,
guess. Well, yeah, no one's on Sniffies for friendship. Well,
I am. If you're on Sniffies, I just
I'm
want to
just
hang
looking
out,
for
guys. Have
friends.
me
I'm
for some
looking for
movies.
friends.
Okay, story time. There was this guy back in Lexington when I was living there who here's how like autistic, ADHD, all that shit I am. He invited me over to watch a
Hmm.
movie. I was such a late bloomer that I went over there to watch a movie. and he was trying
Oh
to make
yeah,
things
you're like,
happen, and I was
I'm
not reading it, and I
I'm
did
invested
not.
in the plot. Like, what do you mean?
It was like an obsession, that part when it's like Nikki's like this, like looking
Yeah.
at him, and he goes
Turning
like,
the head back toward the movie. Watch the fucking film. That's the worst. That when I'm trying to like, when I'm like watching a movie with my boyfriend and we're like obviously just putting something on to get into the mood, or like just to have something on in the background, but then we both get invested in the plot. We're like, well, now nothing's happening. Now we're just watching a movie. I was gonna make something happen here, but now I'm just watching a film. Bumble needs help finding gay friends, and here we are talking about watching
yeah,
movies and fucking. Uh,
no, that's how I think you can find gay friends. Find common interests that are not
and
sex.
also, I this is a
Honestly,
hot take. I don't think there's anything wrong with fucking around with some hookups and then realizing actually maybe we could just be friends.
that's no, that how's that that's a normal
I
take
well,
to
yeah, to
me.
you, but we also live
There,
we live a certain lifestyle. You know what I mean?
I think that no, there's that meme of it, right? There's that whole thing people say about like sometimes for gay dudes especially, that like you kind of want to like just fucking get it
Yeah,
out of the way
there's
first,
no
and then you can like
pressure
go into
at
being
that point,
friends or
right?
whatever.
You know, you've already it's like a
Yeah,
handshake.
absolutely. But a hand
Yeah.
job. Who's still giving hand jobs?
Yeah,
It's
right. God
2026.
no. But if you're not trying to do all that, I think good way to make gay friends is through like clubs and meetup groups. Like me specifically, I go play Magic the Gathering with a very
Mm-hmm.
queer friendly yes, well
Nerd, nerd,
yes.
nerd.
With a very it's a very queer friendly game shop. So like
As I play D&D.
that too, that's another one. D&D, I go to like D&D things or I host one shots and stuff like that. There's like I think common interests, things that you like. If you like video games, maybe go to like a barcade. If you like
God knows
karaoke,
there's so many of
get into some
them.
karaoke stuff. Any of those gay sports, dodgeball and shit like that. I know they're well, they're also fucking, but they are also playing games genuinely.
Right. I mean, all men are playing games,
Well,
honey. But but I feel like also too, there are so many of these things, and what I'm always pleasantly surprised by, even though I'm a sex worker and this is, what I do, I actually really don't like leave like I'm in performance mode as Dylan whenever I am like out and about and things like that. Like if you push me in performance mode, you're gonna get sex kit up, but it's gonna be also separated from actually
yeah.
connecting with me
You're in
because
work
I'm
mode.
like I give a transaction. Like that's what it comes down to. And what I felt in that situation of trying to make friends or whatever, there has to be very much like an intentional decision to make friends because sex is so easy to come
Hmm.
by. Unproductive, like just get this out of your system. Sex is so easy to come by, but like actual connection is not. And I think that honestly, Bumble, like I think there's two things I want to say to your question that I've experienced myself. I tend to also, for a while there in my early 20s, I would tend to kind of like lead from a place of like finding a friend that would fulfill all these parts of my like
Mm-mm.
needs. So like there would be like the sex part of it too, and then like it would turn to romance a little bit and like do friend dates or whatever. It's okay to just like ask for platonic friends and to be disappointed and keep trying to find that because there are other people that want that. And sometimes people are afraid that they won't be desirable if they're not physically like sexually desirable to you. But it takes one of the two people to break the
Yeah.
seal and say, "Do you want to like go be friends? Like, do you want to go like to do this thing?" And then a lot more people want that than I
And not
think we
every
all
friend
kind of
can be everything
realize.
to you. Like you need different friends
No,
for different things. And
no, absolutely.
also, sorry, I lost my train of thought because the dog just started staring at me. Hi, Bobby. What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, friendships are to make friends. You have to like actively put yourself in kind of a vulnerable position,
I was gonna say that.
and
Yeah.
it's like you know if you're trying to make a friend and grow a connection with somebody, you do have to do stuff that you don't really want to do. Like if they're like, let's go shopping, and you're like, you really don't care to go shopping. Sometimes it's better to just say yes and go shopping because
Yeah.
it's a way to hang out with the person and grow your connection. You know what I mean?
After Gray and I had a threesome with some twink from out of town one time, this is before we like became friends and roommates. We were waiting for the bus and we were down in Mag Mile, which is like that little you'll know. I know you're gonna know. What's that little Japanese hot box store called? We went to
Or Pop
Miniso.
Mart, Pop
Not
Mart
my
or
scene.
Miniso. There's two of them.
Pop. one of those two. We had like a blind box buying or whatever. Not for me. I would always spend my money on food. I'm trying to bulk
Oh.
up. You know what I mean? But I enjoyed myself. It was cute. All little small, like little cute, cheapy
Mhm.
things like that. I am a former weeb from high school, so I'm familiar with the aesthetics of Japanese anime and video game and media. And my roommate, Gray, was so into it, and I really loved seeing
Yeah.
that. And now that I live here with him, like I'm having behind me like shelves full of these little small things, and it really does add to the room. And I learned is I'm not going to be buying them myself, but I really do appreciate that, and I like that through him.
Yeah.
So there was kind of like a leaving yourself and whatever you think you're sat in on or whatever, and being vulnerable. But if you want to have a friend, you got to be a friend.
Exactly.
You
Oh my
know,
god, my voice again sounds crazy. God, what an episode. What an
he
episode. You
drowned.
literally
Does that make sense?
the land, honey, the land. But yeah, to be a friend, yeah, to get a friend, you gotta be a friend. To be a friend, you gotta get a friend. Yeah, yeah, all that stuff. I think it truly is like because there's that notion of like, yeah,
Kindergarten.
you do have to go back to kindergarten. Like, do you want to be my friend? Because I think people got too stuck in their head somewhere along the way about like you don't owe anybody anything, you don't owe people shit, and
Give me a fucking break. Okay, I'm that got me heated because it's like, no, you do owe stuff to
yeah.
other people. You owe it to people to not be a fucking dick. You owe it to your friends to actually show up for them. I work in the strip club, which is like I would say probably the most capitalist endeavor of all time. There's a lot of hurt feelings happening when like, you it's so visceral to not be chosen and like to be in such a place of immediate
Mhm.
self-comparison where your finances are on the line that like I have to do active rebuilding with my friends after a shift. And personally, I've had to begin to stop working with my friends because like I value
Yeah,
our
take different
connection too
shifts.
much
Take
to
different
sit in
shifts.
resentment. You know what I mean? That's what I do, and it's the wisdom of growing after like about 9 months of being in the strip club and at the go-go bar and things like that. And that's fine. Like we can share those if it's a good thing, but at that place specifically, I have a hard time with it. But also, I do active repair
Yeah.
work. I humble myself when I'm sitting in my anger feelings or whatever, and I go out to where my friends are and I say, "Hey, fuck her right
Oh
in the
yeah.
pussy." Just like some dumb stimming thing or whatever, and then it reminds my body and my system that feels threatened that no, there's no threat here. This is just a person that I
The
actually do
girls
care
are
for in a
just
certain
hanging.
way.
Now, I think we're missing this
Yeah.
because what if this person has anxiety and like social anxiety? Because a lot of what we're saying is like go out, go to club meetups and stuff like that. And it's like, yes, we can say that. But if someone is more anxious in social situations, it might be harder for them. And I feel like someone who's asking how to make more gay friends, like if they probably are have a degree of anxiety there because otherwise they wouldn't really be asking how to make more gay friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like how
Right.
for someone who
Well,
might be struggling more in social situations, how can they make more gay friends? Hmm.
sure. I mean, I've got a lot of like complicated thoughts, and I think right now the times that we're living in really encourages people to sink into, I would say, their most isolated versions of
Yeah.
themselves. And at that point, I kind of would just like find a thing that you do feel comfortable with and go do it, and like figure it out.
That's why I like
Because
Magic the
I
Gathering
just
and
feel
like D&D cuz it's like
right,
I can like going to the club alone, terrifying, right? You know, you might
yeah,
not like that, but going to like Magic
yeah,
the Gathering and it is still a
yeah,
little daunting cuz you might not
exactly.
know people and then you get there and it's a bunch of like super gay nerds and you're like, "Oh, actually I think I'm okay. I think I'm fine." And then you kind of build from
No,
there.
absolutely.
And make sure you get
I pref-
people's Instagrams. I'm so bad at this. Anytime I go somewhere and like am meeting cool people, I forget to get Instagrams. I forget to get like numbers. I forget to actually do the part where I'm like connecting with them to like to further, like a friendship. I'm always just like, okay, girl, I'll see you
Mhm,
next Tuesday or whatever. But then I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a way to actually contact this person.
mhm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like it kind of turned into talking about clubs, but honestly, like the kickball meetups and like the gay men's chorus is really
Oh
popular in Chicago
yeah,
if you like
singing
to
and
sing and
stuff.
things like that. There's so many things like that that are, I'd say, productive activities. They're not just like showing up and just like trying to like be in a loud room. I don't love clubs. There's work in them,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But to me it's like at Atmosphere when we were there for the Midsummer Fest, like my idea of a nightmare, I had to be in performance mode to get through that because there was just too many bodies.
Too many
Um, happy
fucking
Happy Pride,
happy
everybody!
pride.
Go to your bar, support your
Yes,
bartenders.
yes.
try to fight through the crowd to tip your go-go boys on stage, please, because there were too many bodies in that room
Mm-hmm.
for them to get the money to me. But there are things like that with Magic the Gathering, with D&D, with anime meetup groups. I think find what you like. It goes up to knowing yourself,
Yeah.
I guess. Find what you like and go do that stuff like that. If you're a Twitch streamer, find people
Yeah.
on
Twitch,
Twitch. If you
Discord, stuff
have
like that.
tear up a Discord chat,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But my caveat with that though is that online people,
I was a little
it's
wary of that because
it's gonna, because I've seen a lot of people just kind of go down the rabbit hole of like they get all of this like friend fill up of their tank from online connection, but then they're missing a very important part of actually connecting with people in real
exactly.
life. And also too, having been like through the ringer of like watching witch hunts and bullying online, if you step out of line online, it's really easy to excise
Yeah,
somebody very
you
quickly. It's
become
harder to do if you got a real
problematic
person.
or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
whatever they like find a way to X you out. I will say like if you find like I know for me down the street there's a comic book shop. The comic book shop has a
Hmm.
Discord for their community. That being said, most of the connection
Yeah.
is done at the comic shop during events. So it's stuff like that, and it's
Hmm.
like a very queer friendly comic book shop, which I like. Like they have queer nerd meetups every other Friday. They have like
Hmm.
tea parties where people dress up in like period wear and like show up. Yeah, they do
Love
like
that.
all sorts of stuff. And so it's like yes, the Discord is there for them to like organize events and talk and like you can grow connections
Sure.
that way. But if you can find a way that like marries both the internet aspect with like a real life aspect, I think you'll have a better time than just like navigating an
Yeah.
online Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, let it be awkward. Let it be fucking awkward. We're so right now, I feel like we as people, as a society, I'm looking at like two monitors of my face and body right now. I know exactly what I'm looking like right now. I have a 10-year career as a
We're too
ballet
afraid of
dancer. I know what my
cringe.
body's posture is like at all
Embrace the
time. We're too afraid to
cringe.
cringe. Be cringy. Let yourself be embarrassed. I have fallen in love with awkward, like weird moments in the elevator in my building or whatever. I love like a good old fashioned like um what kind of day is it outside? What? Oh, never mind. And just
Yeah.
sitting in that for the whole ride down. I love that because that is to me training myself a little bit to be okay with it, like not being like not feeling cool, being awkward or whatever. Maybe people are gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at
And
you,
let them
Carrie.
laugh.
But
I've been on this
those are
thing
the human
recently where like
moments.
okay, I play a lot of video games.
What?
Yes.
Your keyblade
Yeah,
behind on the
I
wall does not indicate
know.
that at all.
But it's like so you know there's a
I was
certain people
playing honestly before we started this one at all.
there's people that like
I was
play
playing
games. They
on
say
the
they play
wall.
games and then it's like they play video games but they're playing like you know like FIFA or Call of Duty. And
Who are
sometimes
these straight guys you're hanging
nobody.
out with?
But or like people that won't know like the RPGs I'm talking about. There's sometimes there like is an onus or there is like a pressure to like dumb down my game knowledge or like if we're talking about video games be like just like dumb it down and I've realized I'm not going to dumb it down. I'm just going to say the nerdiest shit that I play. I'm going to tell you what I play and if I have to explain it I'll explain it. If you look at me crazy, you look at me crazy and that's fine.
That was what prompted me in high school to decide just to be who I'm going to be because if you haven't noticed from this episode, I have like a Rolodex of dumb meme shit and references in my head at all times, which is why I love drag so much. That's what drag is really built off of. But like 30 Rock, best show on TV, I'm quoting it constantly. And when I find somebody else that can get the quotes that I'm doing, it is like a euphoric feeling. My roommate's a great example right here. We talk about Jenna, the crazy actress archetype on there. When there's like these things, she's like, some great lines. She's like, "I'll do it, but only if there's nudity." Like that kind of crazy archetype thing, like that. I love those references. There's like funny little
Yeah.
jokes that like carry this meaning. And there's also like in high school, I was a bit of an anime weeb. Not as much as some of my other friends were, but like not just Naruto, but also things like Bleach and Black Butler and XXX Holic,
Yeah.
my favorite
I
anime
think
of
that's
all
another one is like
time.
dumbing down anime stuff. Like if you're talking about anime with someone and you just kind of go like, oh, you know, and it feels bad because genuinely my favorite anime is Naruto. So like I'm not lying when I say it. But
That's
like if you ask me
fine.
what I'm currently
It,
watching,
it's
yeah,
mainstream
I'm
for a
gonna tell you
reason,
all
you
the other
know?
shit that I'm watching. And if you look at me crazy, you're just gonna look at me crazy, and that's how it is. Be the cringe. Be the cringe.
Be cringy. Because if you be cringe, people will feel encouraged to also come out of the closet. Happy Pride
Yeah.
Month. and be cringe with you because a lot was like waiting for someone to actually do that shit. And I've tried my best to be that person in most
Yeah.
situations, and people follow
Okay.
that. So
Be the cringe. Love it. We are running low on time actually, so we're gonna cut the questions there. If you missed your question, do not fear. They usually get pushed to the next month, so you will still be seen. Yeah,
you'll get your time.
son. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back with our final segment of the show, Nasty Plot, where we give advice to someone who didn't ask for it, but damn well needs it. We're back from our break. Dylan, how you holding up?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready to close this bitch out. This is Nasty Plot. It's the final segment of the show where we give advice to someone who didn't ask for it, but damn well needs it. I have a couple of quick hits really quick. The biggest hit is that I've been too busy to be pissed off about stuff. I've been too busy to give advice to someone who needs it. But I did really quickly want to touch on the boys because last month I almost went on a tirade about it and I stopped because the final episode wasn't out at that point. And now I can confidently say my advice to you all, if you've not watched the boys, don't waste your fucking time. Watch Gen V season 1 and season 2. Pretend it's in a completely separate universe from everything else and let that be it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say on the matter. The boys pissed me off entirely, ended not with a bang, but with a fizzle. And it was ass.
And not like my ass, not the good kind of ass.
I will say this, given the bed that they made, they did an okay job of landing the plane. However, they fucked up the bed so much that I don't even want to lie in it. You know what I mean? Like,
I do, girl. If I had a nickel.
Well, yes.
Well, yes.
Well, yes. That's really all I had. I truly was sitting here all last week thinking about like, damn, what should my nasty plot be? And then I realized the walls are closing in on me and I just didn't have time to think about it. You know what I mean? Truly, that is my ongoing theme for the month is the walls are closing in on me.
Everyone take a drink every time he says the walls are closing in on me.
Yeah, sorry, kitten. The walls are closing in on daddy right now.
That is my favorite thing from the last 2 weeks, the fucking kitten daddy.
Yeah, it's hard. I think it's pride. It's also I'm like trying to move shit out of this office into my room right now because I'm subletting the office for the summer.
Okay.
And there's just like too much happening, and then pride is also very stressful, and then I just there's too much going on.
Team too much.
So if you see me, tip me well. That's really what this comes down to. Dylan, what are your nasty plots this month?
My nasty plots this month. Nightlife will not save you, honey. I have gone like the entire gamut from like a mission-driven arts career, technically nonprofit, not just because we weren't making any money, to turning looks and taking all my clothes off the club. And if you don't have a why for your life and what you're doing, the ketamine won't fill the void inside of you, unfortunately.
Yeah. It goes back to what I said at the top. Put down the ketamine. Put down the meth.
Ketamine.
Put down the MDMA.
Now, if you want to do drugs, that's fine. I do drugs plenty. I don't do drugs when I feel empty inside because that I've learned a long time ago that's not going to fix anything.
Yeah.
I will just feel more bad later on instead of bad right now. And it's okay to feel like insecure and to go turn a look and like go dress up nice and go to the party. I love the people that are so clearly like straight and like don't go to the club that often that come out with like the biggest fucking energy and like they're like dressed in like a rhinestone tank top they got from like the fucking thrift store. Those are my favorite fucking people because
they're matching 2Ps.
Literally, they know what they want, they're going for it. And I feel like if you're doing the club circuit of it all, which I'm doing too, obviously, don't let that be your only thing. You know what I mean? Like, get a hobby and have something that can fill your cup otherwise. Like, it's so fucking important to do that and to fill your own cup instead of just like trying to let everyone's admiration try to fill you up because it really is vacuous and empty at the end of the day. Be a person that is interesting to then go and draw people's attention at the club.
Okay.
That's my hot take number one. And number two, this is to the federal government. Declaring an end to a war that you started is the same energy as the birthday guy meme.
So wait, what's the birthday guy meme?
I'm glad you asked. It's that guy who like will start a fight with the biggest like 6'1" jacked bro who's like 5'7", my height, and be like, "Yeah, you want to fucking go, tough guy?" And the guy fucking pulls out the swing. He says like, "Hey, don't hurt me. It's just my birthday. I'm a little birthday guy. It's my birthday."
I've never seen this in my life.
Oh, it's Tumblr era, diva.
Oh my
It's Tumblr
god.
era. The point that I'm making is you started this shit and then you say, okay, clearly it's all good. We all won
Yeah.
now.
It's like you're just going in to make the complete mess of everything making a complete mess of the mess that we have been in for the past like 80 years at this point.
Absolutely. It's look, Patrick, we saved the city with the all
Yeah.
fucking burning down.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's like it's not just abroad, it's also affecting stuff here too. So just, remember that for Pride Month, that it is indeed a form of protest to be naked and sexy and to enjoy your body that is queer and that is not normal, as what people say or whatever. But it's also important to protest by voting, to protest at the
Mm-hmm.
ballot box, to stand up for people, to
Yeah.
protect trans lives, to take care of people of color, especially right now. All those things are important too, as well as to have fun. You can do
Yeah.
both. You can absolutely do both.
Mm-hmm.
But since the awkwardness, remember that things are really rough right now, and you're not bad for enjoying yourself, but you do need to also remember that there's a morning after the night out, you
Yeah.
know?
Listen, I knew it was rough when I didn't see nary a company change their logo to a rainbow this year. I said, well, I guess that's where we're at.
T
Being
T
gay, being
boots.
gay was cool from like 2015 to 2013 to 2015, and then after that, they began to hate us again.
Yeah. I
We
mean,
got a good 2 years out of it.
I've always hated gay people, but that's nothing new.
Well, yeah. With that, happy Pride, everybody. I have to say, happy Pride. Be safe out there. Protect each other. Stand up for each other. Think smartly with your wallet. That's another good one.
And we're the two smartest investments you can make.
Yeah, and if your city has like a pride parade and then also a non-corporate pride parade that is more about like the activism, try checking out both of them. They're usually on different days because they're
Mhm.
not stupid. They're not gonna try we're not gonna put like the non-corporate protesting pride on the exact same day as the parade because it is a smaller entity and they don't have the backing. They're going to put it either on the
Yeah.
day before or the day after so that they know that people can actually go to it.
Yeah, it's not like IML this year in Chicago with the two identical days and weekends for the two competing organizations.
Yeah, crazy, insane stuff. Dylan, before we dip, where can the girls go and follow you, and what do you have to promote? I know we talked about some of the horseshoe stuff earlier in the app, but
Mhm.
let's reiterate for everybody.
Absolutely. So my name is Dylan Blake. You can find me. The thing I'm on the most is my Instagram, Dylan.BlakeX. I am
Mm-hmm.
shadow banned. I showed too much skin, so to type the whole thing out.
Yeah,
We'll have it in the show notes for this one, I
yeah. You
think.
can just click a link; it'll be there.
Find my link tree, which is linktr.ee/DylanBlakeX. No period on that one to find all of my exclusive content. I also have my Twitter and my Blue Sky. And I have my Blue Pages, my OnlyFans, my Just for Fans. I am transitioning careers somewhat right now. I'm also a photographer and videographer. I specialize in event photography, portraiture, nightlife portraiture, kind of whatever else you need going on. So check out my Instagram, like what you see, think about hitting me up. I like to make people feel as special as they are on the inside.
Beautiful. I've been Jake. You can follow me at Crowhunk for all of my personal stuff, pictures of the dog, whatever comic books I'm reading, all that shit. You can follow the pod over at Poison Touch Pod. And don't forget patreon.com/Poison Touch Pod for all bonus episodes, Love Island recap episodes, full video, all that good shit. It's only $5 a month. That's like one coffee every week. You know what I mean? Like, you can do it, And if you're enjoying the show, make sure to give us a 5-star review, leave us a little comment, tell me something pretty, make me feel nice, make me feel as special as I am on the inside. Okay? Do that. And we will catch y'all on the flip. Mwah.
Mwah!
Poison Touch is produced, edited, and hosted by me, Jake Munoz. If you like what you see, give us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. It really helps us get out to more people. I'll catch you on the flip.
The
land, honey, the land.